Was not real happy with the game last night.
No. Okay, March 24th, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call this meeting to order. Looking for approval of the agenda.
I'll motion to approve the agenda.
Motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Item 1, public hearing fiscal year 26 proposed property tax levy. Courtney, do you want to speak or do you want me to just, I can summarize it.
Want to open the hearing?
I'm sorry, it's 9 o'clock. Looking for a motion to open public hearing.
No motion. The chair
You
just
just
opens it.
And the public hearing's open.
Okay, awesome. I can review it if you want, or do you want to?
I summarized it, just,
I'll let you go. I'll let you summarize it then.
it costs just over $29 million to run Carroll County. The property tax asking is $10,127,781. This is only $101,995 more than fiscal year 25, which is 1.00% more than last year. Our revenues increased $648,762 or 2.5%. That was my summary of just ballparking the numbers, but if you want to go into more detail.
I don't need to. I haven't received any public comments on the levy, so.
I would recommend just saying out the rural, the urban, just the tax levy so that it's public.
Sure. So the proposed urban levy is 4.36351. And the proposed rural levy is 7.58608. Both of those are less than the year before.
Thank you.
Yep. And on that, Scott talked about the revenues, expenditures, they increased approximately 2.5%. So.
But the total tax ask is right at 1%.
Mhm.
I think it's important people understand that that there's other sources of revenues other than property taxes that pay for operation of the county. And the county is basically a large business. It's almost a $30 million a year business. Does anybody in the public have any comment? Not, I'll look for a motion to close. Okay.
Yes.
Step up, please. Step up and introduce yourself and you turn the mic on for us.
You're fine.
Well, welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just your name, please.
Janet Christian,
Good morning.
good morning.
Morning.
Glad for this hearing, appreciate that. My comment is not just here in Carroll County, but it seems like throughout all of the state, every county, every town, every school, every entity wants more. And property tax cannot support everything.
Thank you for your.
Thank
comments.
you. Thank you.
I do want to make one more comment, ma'am, before you leave. I do appreciate you coming to the public hearings because it's very rare we have public come to this meeting where they can voice their opinion, but they'll voice their opinion outside of this meeting. And this is the moment that you guys get an option to speak. So thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
I would also like to make a comment. This is the first time since 2017 that we compare a residential, a 40-acre farm piece of ground, and also a $1 million business. And this is the first time since 2017 that we've actually lowered all three of those classes on an individual basis. So
We're trying.
I think from the county's perspective, we're doing what's right. It's not easy. You know, especially when you're talking about salaries, people take it personally. It's not personal. It's still running a business and we're trying to, you know, keep the taxpayers' interest at mind at all times. If we could continue to keep lowering, it'd be wonderful, but also keeping a good value added service to the public as well.
Anybody else?
If there's no other comments from the public and no received comments to Courtney, I'll make a motion to go ahead and close the public hearing.
Yes, close that.
Scott's gonna close the public hearing.
Close the public hearing at 9:05.
Thank you.
Now I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. It's 9:05 PM. I'm going to call to order the meeting for regular business Monday, March 24th, 2025. Looking for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're going to do two separate motions for minutes. First, I'm looking for approval of the minutes from March 17th.
A motion to approve minutes for March 17th.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now, March 20th, special meeting.
Make a motion to approve the March 20 minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 1, approve plats. The first one, I think we can do all these as one unless somebody would like to divide them out. Okay, the first one is owned by Robert Huffman at 235th and Kitty Hawk. The second one is owned by Dennis Kennebec, 250th and Mahogany. Third one owned by Mary Saylor and requested by Matt Schwerin at 290th and Eagle. And the fourth one is owned and requested by David Schroeder, or is requested by David Schroeder and owned by David Muir on Robin Avenue. I think we all had a question or two on those, but I think Sarah cleared them up yesterday for us.
Yeah, with the clarification, I'll make a motion to approve the 4 plats.
So motion to approve.
I'll second.
We have a second. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approve payables. Courtney, I have 289,858.10. Is that where they're standing?
No, we have one additional one for roads. So the new total would be $324,583.20.
So I'm,
It's a big one.
What was that for?
The one Zach passed around for you guys to look at.
I don't think I saw.
Okay.
it's for training for one of our software programs for design.
I only have a question on page 4, the courthouse front door repair. What did we have done?
Lynn got it.
Okay,
The wind caught the door, broke the,
arm thing.
Exactly.
yeah.
Thank you.
Anybody else have questions on payable in the amount of $324,583.20? Not, I'm looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Yeah, motion, is there a second?
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 3, resolution 2025-009 fiscal year 26 nonprofit funding. Courtney's compiled the 17 nonprofits for fiscal year 26. And this was recommended by our county attorney that we do this to define what code that we are using to, some of these are property tax dollars, some of them are local option sales tax dollars. Anybody have any questions?
I think it looks good. You gonna attach also that spreadsheet that we had when you showed where these are at? Or just use this?
It's,
Well, I can. I'm gonna put this in with our budget that the auditors will look at, and I'll
Okay.
attach the spreadsheet with that.
I think this looks good.
so
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 2025-009 authorizing funding of nonprofits for Carroll County.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
This will be attached. Is this going to be in a different category next year than when we for the budget.
We'll
No.
do a different resolution for this. There might be different amounts.
I get that, but I mean,
yeah.
it's gonna be all line item altogether, still be the same as it is, but we're all separated out like it was before. Okay,
This is.
This is a
recommended
best
by-
practice going forward that I believe one of our neighboring counties may have had an issue with, so our county attorney recommended
Yeah.
that we do this.
I mean, I think the board's always said that these are what they were for, but it was never in a formal motion. So I think this just covers the economic purpose for all the or all the contributions.
So we have a motion and a second. Courtney, roll call, please.
Anderson,
Yes.
Houseman.
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Miners,
Yes,
McCray,
yes,
motion carries.
Item number 4, set public hearing for fiscal year 26 county budget. Courtney.
Okay, so we kind of touched base on this at the first meeting. So, so this would be the second step for approving the budget. I mentioned the levy rates earlier. So after everything's all said and done, we use the same house every year. So the value does change a little bit, but this year that house was valued at $223,570. So the state rollback was 47.4316%, which is a little lower. Well, it's higher than last year, which means we have a little bit more taxable value to work with. So that house taxable value is $106,043. So at the levy rate we're proposing, the 4.36351, their county property taxes would be about $463 approximately, which is a decrease of about $15. Now, obviously, any parcel out there that has seen a significant change in value isn't going to see those savings, but any house that didn't have any changes should receive a decrease. On a 40-acre tract of land, the value stayed the same, $64,870. The rollback there is 73.8575%, which means the taxable value on that property, $47,912, with the proposed levy rate of 7.58608. That is taxes at $364, a decrease of about $3. And then lastly is the commercial property. Again, we use the same parcel. This year, the parcel was, we just say $1 million value with 90% rollback. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong line. Taxable value on that this year would be $862,401 at the proposed urban rate. Their taxes would be approximately $3,764 or a decrease of about $204. So in fiscal 26, property taxes, the asking is approximately $101,995 more than the year before. And we talked a little bit about expenditures increasing approximately 2.5% on expenditures and on revenues about 2.33. So that's really all I have.
So when we're setting a public hearing, which you haven't given us a date yet, but I want to make clear, we could still lower the tax asking because we might have an opportunity to lower it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my understanding it probably will get lowered a little bit for sure, based on some union negotiations and another office that we may be doing.
Vacancy. perhaps.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
So the max,
my
so
question to you, this increase in tax asking was 125,000 or 126,000. Why is it now 25,000 less than the last time?
Trying to remember what changes you guys made.
Okay,
It'd have to do with the last budget meeting we had. I think where everything got said and done. I'm trying to think what some of them would have been.
it was 20, a little over $20,000.
Yeah,
okay. So
I'd have to go back and look at the minutes to see, but I don't know if it was after you guys decided on all the raises. Or if it had something to do with something else, but I'd have to go back and.
due to some of the changes.
Yeah, it was after the board meeting because I remember going upstairs and updating that sheet.
All right.
But
I think our final will decrease is what I'm trying to get at. There's an opportunity that. So what's the date and time you're recommending?
Proposing April 14th at 9 a.m.
April what, 13th?
14th.
We have a motion to set that for 9 o'clock on April 14th.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Getting everything written down there, Dean. All right. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. At 9:30, we have a public hearing. We're gonna skip number 6 and go down to number 7.
Can we do number 5, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. Consider for approval, property tax suspension
So moved.
Second.
for one property. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Still at 9:30, so we'll move on to number 7. Sorry,
Zach.
Marcy. So 7A, review and award contract PROS dash CO 14172. It's the bridge on 320th Street, gonna replace it with a box culvert. How's that?
Correct.
What's two of them?
And the one on 300th Street. Sorry.
Correct. They're both. We tied the projects together, so there's one contract, one contractor, so. We received bids last week on this through the DOT. Had really good turnout from a contractor standpoint. And very good bids as well to go along with that. I'm gonna find my summary sheet here. Had 5 bidders overall, ranging from 294,000 up to 373,000. Engineer's estimate was 378,000, so bids came in very well. Low bidder was Progressive Structures LLC. They have not worked in Carroll County before from my recollection. But are a very reputable company. Been in business for roughly 15 years, and have done a lot of. The owner of that company has also done dirt work for many years before that. So they're like very well aware of what they need to do. So
Where are they out of?
Luxembourg,
Luxembourg.
Eastern Iowa.
Okay.
What'd you say the estimate was?
Our estimate 378,000 and change.
I'm liking the last 3, or the pattern we're setting. The last 3 bids have come in way under estimate.
I think contractors are hungry, or at least as of right now they are.
And lead times on vehicles are down, and it seems like.
Things seem to be.
Yep.
Kind of going the right direction. So
So I'm looking for a motion to approve the
award the contract.
award the contract for $294,123.
Motion to award. Go ahead.
We have a motion
I moved.
I'll second.
and a second to award the contract for $294,123. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Item B, approve resolution 2025-008 to allow county engineer to execute contract.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, I'm sorry. Courtney, roll call?
Anderson,
Yes.
Houseman,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Miners,
Yes.
McCray.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item C, review and approve equipment quote for a 2025 motor grader totaling $378,135 after trade.
The new sale price has actually dropped from last year, so that's a kind of a anomaly, doesn't happen that often, so glad to see that. Trade values did go down some, since the last time we've purchased a motor grader, that 2 years ago when used prices were up, they have come down as well, not significantly, but they have come down. So, this is, under what we had budgeted for, nothing different in what we were looking for. It's I guess the same, package or and model that we've used over the last number of years, so. Any questions, I guess, on
What year's the trade-in?
2005.
I believe it is a 2005. It's our last H model that we have.
Seems like that trading value don't change much.
It's been hovering around there for a while. It's. I think a lot of these machines go south. From what I understand.
How much more is this one than the last one we got?
The new price,
Mhm.
it's less by. Roughly 12,000, I think, something like that.
The list price of the 427,805.
Yeah. It's a little bit depends too on whether, what attachments like the hydraulic front lift group. I believe we got a new hydraulic front lift group on the last one as well. Sometimes we reuse those if possible.
Yep.
This one we can't because it's a different style. So. But we're also not trading it in because we can reuse the cylinder. The cylinder itself, we can reuse.
Yep.
They're only gonna give us $1,000 for it.
Oh.
The
I see what you're
the
saying.
cylinder's worth like 7. So,
On the one you're trading in.
on the one we're trading in, so.
What's your rotation on these? How many years?
It varies. It depends on hours. I mean, they kind of get rotated through from being a main machine that runs every day. To kind of a wintertime machine and an out shop to a spare machine, so. I would say generally that 20-year time frame is a rough number. Anywhere from 15 to 17,000 hours roughly. But it can kind of depend on.
But your fleet, you
Situation.
maintain it at 13 all the time, right?
Wintertime, we run 13 machines. Summertime, we drop down to 9.
Okay.
Is this kind of like the Mack trucks in a sense? You're gonna kind of have the same type of equipment now with all these Caterpillar?
We've had
graders and-
cat motor graders for a long time. I can't remember the last time we had. I think it was a deer, but I'm not sure how long ago that was. I'm looking at Gene because he might know.
I think it was Bob before I got on.
So
It was here, but
it's been a long time. We've had really good luck.
They were horsepower.
That guy's gonna say.
Yeah.
Horsepower.
Yeah.
Buggy ones?
Glad we got rid of our horse stalls.
The trade-in value is better, service and parts is great. We've had really good luck with the Go Cap.
well, the thing is, you've been demoing deer and they've improved a lot, but they're still haven't, according to what I've heard from your staff.
Yep.
They still haven't come up to what you'd say, standards of cat.
I think so. I think there's still things that total package, it's definitely the right one in my opinion.
And Ziegler's been pretty good. If we have a breakdown, didn't they want lend us one time and
They've been very, very good, with, whether it's parts, we've basically borrowed parts from them when they're not available before. I mean, they've been very, very helpful in keeping us running when we need to.
sounds like a good vendor then?
Well, it's gonna be better yet when they get their office here in Carroll.
That will help too.
They chose that location just so they could be close to secondary roads.
I hope so.
So I'm looking for a motion to approve the 2025 motor grader for $378,135 after trade.
Our motion to approve.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any more questions or discussion? Not all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Hi.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Yep. D, review and approve HMA maintenance quote for the 2.36 miles south of Dedham.
This is a maintenance project that we're looking to do, be south of 141 on N38. Down to the Audubon County line. This road I believe is about 29 years old. It's got definitely got some issues, some cracking. It's got some bad spots in it that we were considering patching, but after further consideration, decided that it would be better just to try to resurface the whole thing rather than throwing money at patching. It's got a couple of culverts that are separating that we're gonna fix ahead of the project if we do it. But just trying to keep up with the roads that are failing, I guess I'll put it that way.
And you're doing this due to the savings we had on the other three projects?
Part of that, part of the savings we've had and probably more so that we've fallen behind on some of the construction that we were trying to do over the last number of years. So trying to just get caught back up on what we've planned for and budgeted for in the past that we haven't got accomplished.
And this is like M66 where it's local money.
This would be local money, correct?
How long was it again? How many miles?
It's just under 2.4.
2.4.
Looking for a motion to approve.
One other item to note too, one other way of doing some savings that we're looking at doing is the granular shoulders. Instead of having the contractor do those, we're looking at possibly doing those ourselves. If we did that, that would take roughly just over $77,000 off this estimate. We would still have some cost and rock and our labor, but I think we can provide some savings that way as well. We've done that on some of the smaller jobs that we've done. And it's worked out. So that's one other potential savings we're looking at doing.
Just floors me the cost on some of this for 2.365 miles, you know?
That brings it down to 574, 285, 92.
And on this, are you getting it totally resurfaced or is it just the fixing?
Nope, this would be total research.
Yes.
This would be milling off and
And
putting
laying it back?
back on. Yep. Be the similar process to what we're doing with the other roads that we're doing.
So you
this
added
year.
about what, 3 inches back or?
Yep,
And same company.
yep.
Yep.
And that's a big part of it. I mean, it kind of is a scale of the plant being here and trying to, I guess, piggyback on to be able to get that savings.
Thanks for being proactive on this. It's nice to get these things done if we need to instead of falling way behind. So
There's a lot of roads that need help.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst ones in my opinion. And I think it's a good way to keep the ball rolling in the right direction.
I agree. You want a motion?
Yep.
I'll motion to approve it.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. So is that for which are we doing for the county doing the granular or the company? Mark, you made the motion.
Well, yeah,
I motion that with them doing it, but hopefully we can do it to lower the cost. Or we need to know that right now.
I'm 99% sure that we'll be able to accomplish that. I guess that
So I think that the price then, Courtney, for the minutes would be 574, 285, 92.
But I think it needs to be done. So
keep in mind that unit prices can change. So that dollar amount I mean, if they put down a ton more of asphalt because that's what they need, that price won't exactly be what it is.
It was 77,000. It's on that last sheet, the
Yeah.
very top line.
Very top line.
Says
Be
granular.
minus.
So I'm fine with using that number. I'm just saying it could vary based on quantities used in the field is what I'm getting at.
Okay, I'll motion for the 574.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Right,
Opposed? Aye. Item D, or I'm sorry, E. Review apparent bid results for the bridge on Apple Avenue south of the railroad tracks. South of Ralston with Greene County for $855,770.56.
So there's no action we need to take on this, and this is not a official number. We have the contract in front of us for the ones for the box courts we had done previously. This is just preliminary numbers. Greene County is the lead on this project. It's their bridge. Obviously, we're still involved because half the construction cost is ours, as well as the inspection that we're going to be doing on it. But just wanted to, excuse me, make you aware of how the bids came in and hopefully project will get started soon. I know this has some timeline constraints because of the Topeka Shiner, so it'll be one that will contract will be wanting to jump on, I'm sure.
And you have engineers estimate, was that Greene County engineers estimate?
That they had a consultant design this
Yeah.
bridge, so it was their consultant that came. up
Still,
with that.
again, below budget or
Yep,
below
right-
estimate, which is.
right in the ballpark. So.
So we're just reviewing it. There's no action to take.
Just FYI, letting you know where things are at, so.
Okay,
But they have approved it, accepted.
I don't know if they have, they haven't as of yet, because I know our meeting is before theirs, so whether they're doing it this week or whether they'll do it next week, I guess I'm not sure, but I'm sure they will be soon. I've talked with the county engineer from Greene County, and I think he was very happy with the results as well.
so can we do a department update or do we want to do the public hearing for the petition to vacate?
I would do
Gates are
public
right.
hearing since it is down at 9:30.
Okay. Okay, it is 9:31 and I'll open a public hearing to for a hearing for petition to vacate survey lot 1 northwest quarter of section 8-84-34. It's a property owned by Dick and Marcy Warnemont on the southeast corner of 170th and Noble, the 5-acre parcel. Any comments from the public, Courtney?
I've had no comments.
Any comments from those in attendance? Close the public hearing at 9:32.
We probably should have had on the agenda to approve
That's what I was
the
gonna say.
vacation. Which I think if you make a motion, we can add that and just
Okay.
get that on there.
So I'm looking for a motion 6A. I back up. An addition of 6A to the agenda for approval of item 6.
I'll make a motion to add 6A to the agenda.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to add 6A. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 6A. To approve the lot 1 northwest quarter of section 8-84-34. Same property to the public. Hearing.
Make a motion to approve the vacate. Approve to vacate that survey.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, Zach, back to section or item 7E. I'm sorry, F, department update.
Just a few quick things. We a number of months ago, you approved a purchase of a pickup for our secondary road department. That has come in. It's in the, I think you see it in the bills. We should be able to take delivery of that this week, so I just want to keep you up to date on that. Second thing is our concrete crushing, I think is going to get started up down at the depot this week. They're on the process of moving equipment in to start that process, so. And then kind of lastly, just talk about condition of the roads. Obviously a lot of heavy wet snow from this last storm last week again. But things have dried up pretty quickly. From what I understand, for the most part, the roads are in decent shape. There's some spots, but overall, pretty happy with how they shaped up with the amount of moisture that was sitting on them, so. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. Any questions for me?
Probably a good deal with getting some moisture and take care of some of that washboarding. Probably.
Hopefully now with this better weather, we'll be able to get out there and blade and try to get things cut a little bit. And I would have to think that the way the weather's going, that frost is going to be completely out of the ground here soon. Especially we'll be on top where we can start cutting the roads and getting them back into shape again.
Is all the concrete crushing going to be done at the depot? Will
That,
they go, isn't, is there?
they'll do
Arcadia.
the Arcadia as well, but not at this time. They're gonna do that a little bit later. We try to get this one done first, earlier in the year.
Same contract to do both, though?
Same contract
Okay.
as both.
Just one mobilization fee, or is that two?
I believe it's one mobilization. It's built into the contract that they. It's to their benefit to come back and do that one at a separate time.
Smaller equipment, perhaps? Gotcha.
Did you have to pull the plows off at all the other day or not? Or did it work out pretty good for you? I know I talked to you earlier, you're talking about it.
I think everyone pretty much stayed out. There might have been a short time when there was a couple guys. It varied greatly from the north part of the
That's what
county
I'm
to the
saying.
south. So there were some areas that the visibility did get pretty bad. And they may have pulled off at a out shop or a location for, whether it's an hour or something like that. But we physically didn't pull the plows, if you want to call it that. It was basically up to the driver's discretion on what they could see and when it was safe for them to be able to be out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Item 8, committee reports.
I can go first, I guess. Tuesday had CCGP. They talked about a lot of the activities that were going on and had some follow-up in regard to the county roundtable and some other discussions. They would like to get more involvement from more communities at those. Wednesday was supposed to be Rolling Hills. That got canceled till Thursday. Thursday, we had a short board meeting here and then also had Rolling Hills board meeting that afternoon. Basically, this is a meeting we were doing, trying to put together a closeout schedule. As you
Before
know,
July 1.
for July, well, yeah, for June 1st or July 1st. But there's a lot of things that are going to carry over, like we have, I don't think the board is going to be disbanded. Maybe it's earliest is December because we have to still be intact yet for the final audit and a lot of other things. And it's just, oh, there's no other better way to say it. What a shit show. Anyway, it's a one-way street from the state, as far as I'm concerned. End of discussion on that. And then Friday,
Did you have a passenger go with you that maybe gave you an attitude?
no, yeah, Friday, no. Yeah, I did have a passenger Friday with me, but we had a good time. Friday, Mark joined me on up at the Yes Center board meeting in Cherokee.
Did you get to do a tour?
I did. It's awesome.
He said, this ain't no Hilton. I said, it ain't supposed to be.
Well, I mean, again, I'll reiterate, this is the board I've been wanting for 7 years.
That's a good place. You've got any kids or causing issues, say I'll haul you up here for a day and you'll straighten them out pretty fast. It was very, very eye-opening.
So anyway, we went through all the regular stuff, the financials and stuff. They were at average 4.96 for the month, and as at the end of the day, they were expecting to be up to 9. So, and Mark did get the tour, and of course, there was a couple that were in their rooms with a curtain pulled, and they were having some issues that day with a few of them. A lot of the meeting was, we are trying to change the way some of our just reimbursement from the state comes down, and so there was a senator there that we were talking to and trying to get something done on the legislature. We've had several different legislators come in and we've been doing some explaining on that. And that was last week. This week I have Tuesday night policy council, and Thursday night is new opportunities board meeting.
Last week, Mike and I met Monday morning before the meeting, our board meeting with the ambulance on negotiations. It's still ongoing for us. We've got a meeting after this meeting today. Like I said, I rode with Gene to the Yes Center. I was really impressed with the engagement of the supervisors that were up there. They're very, very passionate. They're really buying into this program. I was really impressed. There's probably 13 to 15 supervisors there, and it was very good. This week, same thing. We got ambulance negotiations today. I'm going to have a
Today's strategy.
meeting.
Unless there's, okay.
And a tour with Dalton on Wednesday is going to kind of show me what we all take care of in the county here. I'm looking forward to that. I'm supposed to go to tornado spotter training with the Emergency Management Commission. And then there's a legislative forum at Carroll I would like to attend on Saturday. That's all for me.
I can go next. Last week, Monday, I had newspaper, radio. Tuesday was March Executive Board meeting at the Recycling Center. I did get back hold with the DNR on the upcoming pork expansion headcount thing and say no site visit was needed from the board members. I went to the same CCGP meeting, board meeting with Gene. I did go to the county attorney's visitation. Wednesday, I talked with the sheriff and county engineer and closed all the county offices. Also Wednesday during the blizzard, baitings needed in to the courthouse to replace the panels in the men's bathroom upstairs. So I gave them my fob. And I think some of us got a phone call from Kimberly Tiefenthaler about some potential development opportunity in Carroll County. And I had several conversations with Zach about the road, hard surface and gravel roads. Thursday, we all had the special Board of Supervisor meeting, county attorney's funeral. I went out secondary roads and reviewed claims and reviewed quotes with Zach on the motor grader and the maintenance project south of Dedham. And I did contact all 3 city police chiefs on Thursday with thoughts about moving forward with the vacancy in the county attorney's office. Friday was courthouse payables. This week, after this meeting, we got an ambulance strategy meeting, and then RSVP at 11:30. Tonight's Carroll City Council meetings at 5:15. Wednesday, I think Stephanie and I are speaking at the Carroll County Leadership at New Hope Village. And Saturday is the legislative forum at Kemper at 10 o'clock.
I can go next. Repeat of everything he said on that I was in attendance to the funeral. I did have conversations with Zach at Secondary Roads and Jamie with the ambulance department yesterday. That special meeting. And then this week I have the leadership at DMAC with Scott. And I will not be at the legislative forum on Saturday because we have state volleyball all day.
Last week I had an ambulance on Monday, missed the WMA meeting because of John's funeral. We had our special meeting Thursday. This week I have Board of Health meeting on Tuesday at noon, and Conservation is having a meeting also Tuesday to review a quote, and the legislation forum on Saturday.
Courtney, you can add on mine. I do have the radio and newspaper this week.
Yes, you do.
They didn't even print mine last week, so just do the radio.
Yours is an observer.
Oh, okay. Any comments or questions from those in attendance? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.